Here's that conversation.
Oh my God, it's Mulligan! It's Mulligan!
It has been a bad summer for cyclists in the capital. At least a dozen bikers injured or killed on our roads. For many voters, the issue is top of mind during this election campaign. Joel Mulligan is a cycling and transportation
Hey, it's Mulligan! There he is!
Tonight.
Thank you.
Are these incidents all avoidable?
Certainly not, but we can do a lot to improve the safety of the roads for all road users. So that includes cyclists, pedestrians, and automobile drivers.
Where would you rank Ottawa in terms of integrated bike lanes and other safety measures?
In terms of integrated bike lanes or cycling infrastructure, the National Capital Region has an extremely good reputation, and it's known across North America for its pathway systems such as the NCC pathways. In terms of safety, I think it's comparable to other centers in North America. Not a whole lot better, not a lot worse.
So what needs to be improved then?
I think the National Capital Region is doing a really good job and has been doing a good job of providing facilities.
It's Mulligan. Everyone shut up, it's Mulligan speaking.
It hasn't done, or it could be doing a much better job in providing facilities for day-to-day cycling. So this includes trips to work, trips to school, trips to the grocery store.
Get out of the dog. Get out of the way, puppy.
Dinner, entertainment.
Get out of the way.
And to do that for a range of users, from children of the age of 8 all the way up to adults of the age of 80 for men and for women. And I think that there's a lot that could be done looking at international examples to bring Ottawa closer along the way to cities that are doing a really good job at that type of thing.
So what cities are doing a good job then? You mentioned that Ottawa is comparable to other cities. Is Ottawa considered excellent, let's say? Or, I mean, I guess who are we trying to compare to when it comes to top cities?
Sure, that's a good question. I think it's constructive to look at a lot of different examples, probably to look at the best case examples in the world, also look at
Holland!
Case examples, look at some really good examples
Sweden!
in America, and then some
Denmark!
that are closer to our situation here in Ottawa. Internationally, cities like Copenhagen and Amsterdam are doing an extremely good job. They raised up around 40% of all trips. In North America, cities like New York City and Portland, Vancouver, Montreal are leading the way, with Portland probably in the range of 10%. If we look at a city like Montreal, they're doing a lot in terms of infrastructure and providing facilities for cyclists. And Montreal is a good example perhaps for Ottawa to see what we could be doing in the short term and the smaller steps to get there.
In terms of safety, though, we know that Toronto is using bike boxes. Can you tell us about those and whether that would be suitable for Ottawa?
Sure. Bike boxes are a strategy that have been used in Europe and in North America. Portland in Oregon is using bike boxes, I believe, quite effectively. This is a strategy simply to enable cyclists to make left turns in a safer way, so that if you are turning left, you can get out in front of the cars. Also, it increases your visibility to other car drivers and in the intersection. The intersections are the places where most accidents do occur, so cities are looking for strategies to make those intersections safer. I think the message is that it makes sense for a city like Ottawa to experiment with a couple different ways of dealing with intersections, either with bike boxes or other alternatives, and really to get feedback from cyclists, from road users, and to determine which of these strategies is a good fit for the city.
And lastly, we are, of course, in a municipal election campaign. Have you heard much from candidates about cycling safety?
I was lucky to attend a conference called Velo City in Copenhagen earlier this year, and there was a very strong presence from a lot of decision makers and staff from the National Capital Region. And that sent a strong signal, I think, internationally that the region is taking cycling seriously. And my perception is that the support for these kinds of initiatives coming from the MCC, the City of Gatineau, the City of Ottawa, and as we can see, our mayoral candidates and our councillors is very strong. So I think it's a very positive position to be in the National Capital Region.
Thank you, Mr. Mulligan, for sharing your time with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mr. Mulligan.
We will have more local news coming up in a couple